Kevin from Relax and Learn Guitar, where I teach folks over 40 how to play the guitar so they can relax, have fun, and be part of a great online community. This lesson today is going to be your very first lesson, the very first time you pick up your guitar for the first time. It's some things I put together that I wish someone had told me when I first started out, and the whole object is to get you to be able to play some things that sound pretty good on your guitar right away. So let's talk about a couple of things. Before I talk about the chords we're going to learn, I'm just going to go over the parts of the guitar real quick, just so you have an idea if you're brand new at this. So on a guitar, I'll kind of start from the top. This is what we call the headstock, and these are the tuning pegs, where the strings attached to, your neck, obviously, body, back, sides, sound hole. The most important part is going to be talking about the fretboard. So the top of the fretboard where you have this white, usually plastic, maybe ivory, is called the nut, and that's the very top of your guitar. And then obviously the strings kind of come down and you land here on the bridge of your guitar. So we're going to talk a lot about frets in this lesson. And the fretboard is kind of the name of the top part of the neck. The fret wires are these pieces of metal that are in the neck here. Usually like either ebony or something like that. And sometimes people get confused. If you're talking about fret 1, it's not really this piece of metal. Fret number 1 is the space between the nut and the first fret. Fret number 2 is the space between the second, this first piece of metal and the second piece of metal. If you look at your guitar, most of them have dots, usually on the odds of 3, 5, 7, 9, and then the 2 dots typically will be there on the 12th fret, and that's what makes an octave. Don't need to really worry about that right now, just if you're wondering what those dots on the neck were. It's kind of help you know where you're at if you're not, so you don't have to kind of look and crane your neck over. So fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, and so on. Now, one thing you need to learn, or first thing you probably need to do, is make sure your guitar is in tune. I just use an electric tuner for that because it's really the easiest way to go. And because if your guitar's not in tune, it's not going to sound good. So let's talk about the first chord you can learn to play and we'll strum along to. So to play chords, you're obviously going to be using the strings on the guitar. And to get even more in-depth lessons about this, about tuning and frets and chords, you can join the Relax and Learn Guitar membership. And right now you can do that for free with a 7-day trial. Just use coupon code FREE and click the link in the description to check it out. So anyway, you want to make sure you understand kind of the string pieces. So the strings are numbered from 6, which is the big fat rounded string, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. First string's the thinnest string. Little trick to know the names of the notes on those strings when you're just playing them open like this is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. That will stick in my brain for the rest of my life from very early on guitar lessons. So let's talk about the first couple of chords. First one's going to be an E minor chord. And let's talk about how to do that. You're going to you're holding the guitar here. Don't hold it kind of like a baseball bat with your hand gripped around it. You want to have your wrist kind of this shape, your thumb back here on the neck. So you're going to use your index finger or your pointer finger, and you're going to play the 5th string. Remember, that's this one, 6 here, 5 here, on the 2nd fret. You can play anywhere inside this 2nd fret. But if the closer you kind of get to that fret wire, you'll find it's the easiest to play with the less pressure. And just to let you know, when you first start playing, you're going to get some calluses on those fingers. Trust me, it's going to go away over time. I really recommend people just play like 5 minutes a day for your first couple of months. And if you miss a day here and there, that's okay. But do that before you kind of give up and say, this is too hard, or this hurts too much, or I'll never get anything, remotely like music to come out of this guitar. So you have your index finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, And then you're going to use your middle finger, or your second finger, here on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And that's the chord you're going to play all 6 strings. And that's an E minor chord. It's in a ton of songs. Little Pink Floyd, little Nirvana, Metallica. There's a lot of them. So it'd be very helpful to learn this chord because you'll be able to play it in several songs. I really recommend that you keep your fingers arched, pressing into the strings. And it's really helpful to play each string separately to make sure you got it ringing out. Okay. The next chord is an A suspended 2nd chord, which sounds a little crazy when you're first starting out, but it's the exact same shape. So think of chords in terms of shapes. This is an E minor shape. To play the A sus2, you're just going to move everything down a string. So when you lift up your hand, keep your fingers in that shape. And all you're going to do is pick them up and put them back down. This time you're going to have the index finger, finger number 1, on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And you're going to have your middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. It's an A sus2. So you have, and those 2 chords together just alternate back and forth, nice and slow. That's down strums, which is just nice and steady. A minor, A sus2, minor, A sus2. Remember, you've tuned your guitar, and I'll talk about using a pick. I really recommend, you could play without a pick. You could use your thumb. You see how much more kind of muted, subdued those notes are. You can do that. I really recommend getting used to using a pick. I would start out with kind of this size as a beginner, and you're going to want to, I just tell folks to kind of imagine your hand like you're clicking on a remote control. You guys remember what those are? And put the pick here on that end of your index finger, kind of first digit, lays like this. And then just pop that thumb down like you're clicking on that remote control button. You want to have about this much showing. If you kind of go back here too far and pinch it, it's not going to feel real secure. It's going to probably come out of your fingers and out of your hand, get lost in the sound hole of your guitar for the rest of its life. So you really want to kind of move up a little bit. I really recommend kind of going with that kind of technique when you're first starting out. Oh, there's Maggie May. She is the official mascot of Relax and Learn Guitar. If you watch any videos, you will see her make an appearance here and there. So, and evidently she likes the taste of my guitar. She likes the taste of everything. so that is kind of the a whole bunch of information there in your first lesson ever. But if you kind of approach it that way, get the names of the parts of your guitar down, your strings 6 through 1, those string names, and those first 2 chords. You just strum back and forth on those, and you've got at least the beginnings of sounding pretty cool. Alright, so thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you've not yet subscribed to Relax and Learn Guitar here on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys for the next lesson. Take care.